Alright, what's up, you guys? I am here with my top 5 guilty pleasure pay-per-view DVDs. This was suggested by G2H, who is a fellow YouTuber here. And I figured I would do this as a tag, and have some other people do this as well. So I have 4 people that I'm going to tag, if you want to call it that. And, if they want to do this, they can. So I'm going to do Relaxing Ghost, Wrestling Rampage, Awesome 4K, and Nick Kurtz. Yeah, I think I'll do those 4. So if you guys want to do this, definitely go ahead. So these are going to be in a particular order, so it is a countdown. Number 5, Invasion. July 22nd, 2001. This is one of my favorite pay-per-views. I love this pay-per-view. Yes, it's a missed opportunity. Yes, this could have been so much better. And, it was kind of a waste. But I can still watch this pay-per-view and be entertained. I love this time period. 2001 is one of my favorite years in the history of WWF, at least. So, yeah, this is just... it's a great pay-per-view to me personally. Critically, no, it's not the best. But I love it. Like, it's just such a guilty pleasure for me. And I think Relaxing Ghost is the same way, if I'm correct. I know he's a fan of that pay-per-view. WrestleMania 22. This one may not be a guilty pleasure for a lot of people. But when you look at the card, you look at, a lot of the match quality, it's not the best WrestleMania out there. But it is one of my all-time favorite WrestleManias. I'd definitely say top 5. So, you have just this great roster at the time, 2006. 2006 was not the best year for WWE, but I really do think this WrestleMania delivered in a way that at least some people can appreciate. I know a lot of people really talk shit on that WrestleMania, but I'm always there to defend it. Next up, No Mercy 2007. A little disclaimer. Pretty much all of 2007 is a guilty pleasure for me, especially like the later half. Like SummerSlam 2007, Great American Bash 2007. I don't hate those pay-per-views. I like a lot of the 2007 pay-per-views, and I think this one's definitely the biggest guilty pleasure for me. You had 3 WWE title matches, which a lot of people didn't like. You had the Punjabi prison match. The Punjabi prison match is just so... the concept is just so bad. It's just fun to watch. It's just entertaining. And I really enjoyed this pay-per-view, personally. I know not many people do. Next up, these next 2, I'm gonna get shit for. Bragging Rights 2010. This one is on a lot of people's lists for least favorite pay-per-views. But I watched it live. Maybe it's the circumstances in which I watched it. But I just enjoyed the hell out of it when I first watched it. Yeah, the Buried Alive match isn't good. Yeah, you have Randy Orton and Wade Barrett, and the Nexus storyline was not very good. This was past when the Nexus was in their prime. You had Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler, though. That was a good match. I did enjoy the SmackDown vs. Raw elimination match. And part of it is probably because I did a list for my top 5 favorite match types. Number 1 is Survivor Series elimination matches. That's my favorite match type. And this one was 7-on-7 elimination, so it just kind of, for me personally, I just really enjoyed that. But you have Goldust and Ted DiBiase. I love Goldust. It's so good to see him on a pay-per-view for once. But yeah, Bragging Rights 2010. Not a good pay-per-view, but I enjoy it. Number 1. The reason I put it at number 1 is because of how much people really, when it happened, hated it, and to this day, they still hate it. But for some reason, when I watched this pay-per-view, I enjoyed the hell out of it, and just thought it was hilarious. Royal Rumble 2014. But whenever a crowd hijacks a show in this way, I just laugh. Like, it's just funny to me that, you have what, like 20,000, like 17,000 people just hijacking the show. I think there's times where it's disrespectful to hijack a show, but this one, it was just funny. You know, I was at WrestleMania 34. They pretty much hijacked the main event. That main event was a blast because that crowd was just a blast to be a part of. The Brock Lesnar match is bullshit. You had Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. Very good match. And, you know, this is CM Punk's final pay-per-view, final match. So, maybe that's a little bit of it. But, you know, I know the guys at Wrestling Rampage, they don't like Batista. I like him at certain times. We'll just put it that way. There's some points where I'm just like, yeah, I love that version of Batista. And then there's some points where I'm just like, yeah, fuck that version of Batista. But, you know, this version of Batista, I don't think he deserved all the shit he got. You know, it was the whole Yes movement, the whole Daniel Bryan thing. So, you know, this pay-per-view, in my opinion, isn't as bad as people make it. You know, it's just because the crowd hijacked the show. Because of Daniel Bryan not being in the Rumble. This was a storyline. This was all part of a bigger plan here. You know, after CM Punk left, Daniel Bryan took his spot, so it all worked out good. You know, CM Punk was supposed to face Triple H at WrestleMania. That didn't happen, so, you know, they made it work. And it ended up being fine in the end. So, I don't know. I watched this live and I had a blast. I really did. So, yeah, those are my top 5 Guilty Pleasure pay-per-view DVDs. Let me know down below what yours would be. And to the guys I tagged, hopefully you can make a cool video out of this. So, for now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.